Captain Craig Allen's eyes widened in shock as the alien relic, pulsing with an otherworldly glow, emerged from the heart of the Orion Nebula. The artifact's appearance amidst the standoff between his battered human fleet and the menacing Saurian armada would be a defining moment for the galaxy's future. Just hours earlier, an urgent summons from the Galactic Council had brought Craig to their ancient space station headquarters. In a secure briefing room, representatives from various races revealed the existence of the artifact, believed to hold the power to manipulate gravity and space-time itself. The ruthless Saurians, led by the cunning Ector, sought to claim it for their own nefarious purposes. As a human known for his ingenuity and adaptability, Craig was tasked with securing the artifact before the Saurians could seize it. The Council provided him with the state-of-the-art stealth ship Prometheus and a skilled crew, including Dr. Ethan Reeves, a brilliant scientist who had studied the ancient civilization linked to the artifact. Craig knew that failure was not an option. If the Saurians acquired the artifact's power, they would unleash unimaginable devastation upon the galaxy. The fate of countless civilizations rested on his shoulders. Now, as the Prometheus maneuvered through the chaos of the space battle, Craig steeled himself for the monumental task ahead. The future of the galaxy hung in the balance, and he would stop at nothing to ensure that humanity and its allies emerged victorious. The Prometheus shook violently as the Saurian armada unleashed a barrage of laser fire. Craig gripped the armrests of his captain's chair, his knuckles white from the strain. The viewscreen displayed a sea of enemy ships, their sleek, predatory designs a stark contrast to the Prometheus's sleek, human-made exterior. "Evasive maneuvers!" Craig shouted over the blaring alarms. The helmsman, a young woman named Lieutenant Simmons, deftly maneuvered the ship, dodging the incoming fire with quick, precise movements. Dr. Reeves, his brow furrowed in concentration, called out from his station, "Captain, the cloaking device has been hit. We're exposed." Craig cursed under his breath. The Saurians were relentless, their superior numbers and firepower slowly whittling away at the Prometheus's defenses. He knew they couldn't withstand this onslaught for much longer. "We need to find a place to repair the ship," Craig said, his mind racing through the possibilities. "Somewhere the Saurians won't follow." Dr. Reeves's eyes lit up with an idea. "Captain, there's an abandoned space station nearby, once used by the ancient civilization that created the artifact. It might provide the cover we need." Craig nodded, trusting the scientist's judgment. "Set a course for the station, Lieutenant Simmons, full speed ahead." The Prometheus broke away from the battle, its engines straining as it pushed towards the ancient space station. The Saurian ships gave chase, their weapons still firing, but the human vessel managed to stay just out of range. As they approached the derelict station, Craig couldn't shake the feeling that they were heading into uncharted territory. The structure loomed before them, its once gleaming surfaces now pitted and scarred by the ravages of time. The Prometheus docked with a shudder, and Craig assembled a team to investigate the station's interior. As they cautiously made their way through the dimly lit corridors, strange energy readings began to emanate from the station's core. Dr. Reeves consulted his handheld scanner, his eyebrows raising in surprise. "Captain, these readings are off the charts. There's something powerful here, something ancient." Suddenly, a holographic figure materialized before them, its form shimmering with an otherworldly light. The AI spoke, its voice echoing through the empty halls. "I am Nexus, guardian of this station, and the artifact you seek. For millennia I have waited for a worthy successor to claim its power." Craig stepped forward, his heart pounding in his chest. "I am Captain Craig Allen of the Earthship Prometheus. We have come seeking the artifact to keep it out of the hands of those who would use its power for evil." Nexus regarded the human captain with an unwavering gaze. "You must prove yourself worthy, Captain Allen. You and your crew will face a series of tests designed to assess your physical, mental, and moral capabilities. Only then will you be deemed fit to wield the artifact's power." As the AI's words sank in, Craig glanced at his crew, their faces a mix of determination and apprehension. They had come too far to turn back now, and the fate of the galaxy rested on their shoulders. With a deep breath, Craig nodded to Nexus. "We accept your challenge. We will prove ourselves worthy." And so the trials began, each one more grueling than the last. Craig and his crew pushed themselves to their limits, their human ingenuity and adaptability put to the ultimate test. As they navigated the challenges, Craig couldn't shake the suspicion that the artifact's power had played a role in shaping the various races of the galaxy. The unique traits and abilities exhibited by humans and other species seemed too perfectly suited for the trials they now faced. Time was running out, and the Saurians were closing in. Craig knew that they had to uncover the true nature of the artifact's power and earn Nexus's trust before it was too late. The future of the galaxy hung in the balance, and failure was not an option. With their trials completed, Craig and his team had earned Nexus's trust. The ancient AI guided them into the heart of the station, where the artifact awaited. As the doors to the chamber slid open, a dazzling light spilled out, nearly blinding them. They stepped inside, their eyes adjusting to the radiance. What they saw defied their wildest expectations. The artifact was not a single object, but a vast interconnected network of glowing components. The pieces pulsed and hummed, as if alive. Dr. Reeves approached the structure, his scanner already gathering data. "This is incredible," he breathed. "The energy readings are off the charts. It's like nothing I've ever seen." Craig moved to stand beside him. "What is it exactly?" Dr. Reeves shook his head in amazement. "It's a cosmic engine, capable of manipulating space-time itself. With this, we could create wormholes to anywhere in the universe." The implications were staggering. As the team began to process this revelation, a thunderous explosion rocked the station. Alarms blared and the chamber shook. "Captain," Lieutenant Simmons' voice crackled over the comm, "Saurian forces have breached the station's defenses. They're heading your way." Craig cursed. "Defensive positions! We can't let them get the artifact." The team sprang into action, taking cover behind the chamber's support columns. They had barely settled in when the doors burst open and Saurian soldiers poured in, led by none other than Ector himself. Laser fire filled the air as the two sides clashed. Craig and his crew fought bravely, but they were outmatched. The Saurians pressed forward, their superior numbers overwhelming the humans. In the chaos, Ector managed to break through their line. He seized Dr. Reeves, dragging him towards the artifact. "Activate it," Ector snarled, pressing his weapon against the scientist's head, "or watch your crew die." With trembling hands, Dr. Reeves input a sequence into the artifact's control panel. The structure began to glow even brighter, its components spinning and shifting. Craig watched in horror as he realized Ector's plan. The Saurian leader intended to open a wormhole, one that would allow his forces to strike at the heart of the Galactic Council. Desperate to stop him, Craig charged at Ector. The two leaders clashed in a furious melee, trading blows amidst the chaos. As they fought, Craig noticed something strange about Ector's movements. The Saurian was faster, stronger than any of his kind Craig had encountered before. Ector laughed at Craig's surprise. "You humans are not the only ones who have evolved. My people have unlocked the secrets of the ancients, and now we are unstoppable." Despite Ector's enhancements, Craig refused to yield. He drew upon every ounce of his human ingenuity and adaptability, matching the Saurian blow for blow. Around them, his crew fought to reach Dr. Reeves, desperate to shut down the artifact before it was too late. The fate of the galaxy hung in the balance as the battle raged on, the artifact's power growing with each passing second. Amidst the chaos of the battle, sparks flew and metal groaned as the artifact's activation sequence was disrupted by Craig's crew. The ancient device began to destabilize, its once steady pulsing now erratic and wild. Gravitational anomalies erupted throughout the chamber, invisible forces that twisted and warped the very fabric of space-time. Debris and equipment were ripped from their moorings, hurtling through the air like deadly projectiles. The Saurian soldiers scattered, their formation broken by the unpredictable onslaught. Craig, his eyes darting across the battlefield, spotted Ector amidst the turmoil. The Saurian leader, his face contorted with rage, charged at Craig, heedless of the danger surrounding them. Craig's mind raced, seeking a way to turn the tables on his enhanced foe. As a rapidly expanding anomaly tore through the chamber, an idea struck him. Craig leaped and dodged, luring Ector closer to the swirling vortex of gravitational energy. The Saurian, blinded by his desire for victory, followed, his enhanced speed and strength propelling him forward. Just as Ector closed in, Craig sidestepped, allowing the anomaly to envelop his adversary. Ector's scream was cut short as the immense gravitational forces crushed him, his body contorting and compressing until it vanished entirely. With the Saurian leader defeated, Craig raced to Dr. Reeves's side, freeing him from his restraints. "We need to regain control of the artifact," Craig shouted over the din of the collapsing chamber. Dr. Reeves, his face pale and sweat-drenched, nodded. Together they fought their way to the artifact's control panel, dodging debris and energy discharges. As they worked frantically to stabilize the device, warning klaxons blared, and the station's structure groaned under the strain. Despite their best efforts, the artifact's power continued to grow, the destabilization triggering a chain reaction that threatened to consume the entire station and the surrounding space. A massive singularity began to form, its dark, swirling depths hungering for matter and energy. In that moment of desperation, Nexus materialized before them, its holographic form flickering in the chaos. The artifact was never meant to be controlled by a single race, the AI intoned, its voice cutting through the cacophony. Nexus revealed the true purpose of the artifact, a failsafe designed to ensure balance and cooperation among the galaxy's species. The ancient civilization that had created it foresaw the potential for conflict and sought to prevent any one race from dominating the others. As understanding dawned on Craig and Dr. Reeves, they realized that their only hope lay in working together with the remaining Saurian forces. Craig, his voice hoarse from shouting, called out to the disoriented Saurian soldiers. "We must put aside our differences and work together," he implored. "It's the only way to save ourselves and restore balance to the artifact." Hesitantly at first, then with growing determination, the Saurians joined Craig and his team. Side by side, human and Saurian worked to stabilize the artifact, their combined efforts slowly turning the tide against the destructive forces unleashed within the chamber. As the teams labored together, the artifact's pulsing began to steady, and the gravitational anomalies gradually subsided. The singularity, once a looming threat, diminished and finally vanished, leaving behind an eerie calm. As the chamber settled into an uneasy calm, a sense of relief washed over Craig and his crew. The artifact's pulsing stabilized, its once chaotic energy now subdued. Nexus materialized before them, its holographic form flickering in the dim light. "Balance has been restored," the AI intoned, its voice echoing through the chamber. "The artifact's power is no longer a threat to the galaxy." Craig stepped forward, his shoulders sagging with exhaustion. "We did it," he breathed, turning to face the Saurian soldiers who had fought alongside his crew. "Together." But as he met their eyes, a flicker of unease passed through him. The Saurians' expressions were hard, unreadable. Suddenly, without warning, one of the Saurian commanders raised his weapon, aiming it directly at Craig's chest. "Ector may be gone," the commander snarled, "but his vision lives on. The Saurian Empire will rise and we will claim our rightful place as the galaxy's supreme power." Laser fire erupted in the chamber as the rogue Saurians turned on Craig's crew. The humans dove for cover, returning fire with desperate intensity. Craig watched in horror as his crewmates fell, cut down by the relentless onslaught. Amidst the chaos, Dr. Reeves lunged for the artifact, shielding it with his body as the traitorous commander unleashed a barrage of laser bolts in his direction. The scientist's body jerked and convulsed as the blasts tore through him, but he held fast, refusing to let the Saurian claim the artifact. With an anguished cry, Craig charged the commander, tackling him to the ground. They grappled, trading blows with savage ferocity. The Saurian's enhanced strength was formidable, but Craig's rage and desperation fueled him, driving him to fight with a primal intensity he had never known. As the battle raged around them, Craig finally gained the upper hand, wrenching the commander's weapon from his grasp and turning it against him. The Saurian's eyes widened in shock as Craig pulled the trigger, ending the commander's life in a burst of searing energy. Panting heavily, Craig staggered to his feet, surveying the carnage that surrounded him. The chamber was littered with the bodies of both humans and Saurians, the price of the commander's betrayal paid in blood. Dr. Reeves lay motionless near the artifact, his body riddled with laser burns. Craig knelt beside his friend, grief and anger warring within him. The scientist had given his life to protect the artifact, to ensure that its power could never be used for evil. As the surviving members of Craig's crew gathered around him, Nexus appeared once more, its form shimmering with an otherworldly light. The AI regarded Craig with an inscrutable gaze. "The artifact's power is yours to wield, Captain Allen," Nexus said, its voice resonating through the chamber. "You can use it to reshape the galaxy, to ensure that humanity reigns supreme." Craig's mind raced as he considered the implications of Nexus's words. With the artifact's power at his command, he could create a universe where humanity would never again face the threat of annihilation, where they would stand unrivaled among the stars. But even as the temptation tugged at him, Craig knew that such power came at too high a cost. He had seen firsthand the destruction that the artifact's power could unleash, the lives it could destroy. To wield such power, even with the best of intentions, was to risk losing oneself to its corrupting influence. With a heavy heart, Craig made his decision. He turned to Nexus, his voice steady and resolute. "No," he said, "the artifact must be destroyed. Its power is too great, too dangerous. We cannot risk it falling into the wrong hands again." Nexus regarded him silently for a long moment, as if weighing the sincerity of his words. Finally, the AI nodded. "As you wish, Captain Allen. The choice is yours." Craig and his remaining crew members watched as the artifact began to crumble, its once powerful components disintegrating into dust. The station shuddered around them, the ancient structure's integrity compromised by the artifact's destruction. "We need to go now," Craig shouted, urging his crew towards the Prometheus. They raced through the collapsing corridors, dodging falling debris and sparking electrical panels. The ship loomed ahead, a beacon of hope amidst the chaos. They barely made it aboard as the station imploded behind them, the vacuum of space rushing in to claim the remnants of the once mighty structure. From the safety of the Prometheus's bridge, Craig and his crew watched as the station vanished in a blinding flash of light, taking with it the secrets of the ancient civilization and the dreams of those who had sought to exploit its power. As the Prometheus set a course for the Galactic Council headquarters, Craig felt the weight of the events that had transpired settling upon his shoulders. The price of victory had been high, paid in the blood of his friends and crewmates. The council members listened in somber silence as Craig recounted the tale of the artifact's destruction and the sacrifices made by his crew. Though relieved that the crisis had been averted, they could not ignore the implications of what had occurred. In the days that followed, as Craig mourned the loss of Dr. Reeves and the others who had fallen, he came to a realization. The true legacy of the artifact lay not in its power, but in the lessons it had taught them: unity, cooperation, and the indomitable spirit of humanity in the face of adversity. These were the qualities that would shape the future of the galaxy. With a renewed sense of purpose, Craig set out to honor the memory of his fallen comrades, determined to build a better tomorrow for all races. The road ahead would be long and arduous, but he knew that together they could overcome any challenge that lay before them. You have reached the end of the story. If you enjoyed this story and want to support us, please leave a like and subscribe to our channel, and for every comment that says 88, I will heart every single one of them. Thank you for your time.